Rite of the Nine is getting a second phase very soon, with new rewards including a Nonary Engram, which contains a bunch of cosmetics from the past, and also new ones like hollow chips. There's options to get tons of loot with the new additions. We'll also take a look at bounties changing for the Edge of Fate, shooting range launching on day 1, 801's update with exotics, Iron Banner and Gambit going on a hiatus, and much more. Welcome Guardians, let's dive right in. So let's first start off this week in Destiny with some information about Rite of the Nine rewards and updates. New reward opportunities and a new engram with some cool cosmetics. This week is the second in rotation for Prophecy, which means those delving and fighting the Taken will earn increased currency rewards and additional weapon drops from enemy kills. Take this chance and farm those rolls you are craving. When this third dungeon Prophecy completes rotation, we will enter a new phase in Rite of the Nine. Starting June 17th, all 3 dungeons will be available to play at any time. And during that very week, all 3 will have increased currency drops. After that, each dungeon will rotate weekly and have a week of increased rewards. Here is the full calendar. So from now until July 15th, completing all encounters in any dungeon in a single run will award extra drops from the final boss. Completing all encounters at Eternity or Ultimatum difficulty in a single run will award an armor piece. And these are on a knockout list, so each clear will grant a new armor piece until you've completed your set. From June 17th until the 24th, there will be increased currency drops active for all dungeons. From June 24th to July 8th, all dungeons will be available, and one of these will have an increased currency rewards and a chance for weapons to drop from enemy kills, as well as increased loot from the final boss chest when completing all encounters in the featured dungeon. So it'll go back in order for 3 weeks: Spire of the Watcher, Goes to the Deep, and then Prophecy. Starting June 24th, the Emissary will offer a handful of exotics for players looking to round out their exotic weapon arsenal. More will be added each week through the Edge of Fate's launch. And lastly, from July 8th to July 15th, a Lootapalooza will begin. Increased currency rewards and weapon drops from enemies in all dungeons, and even more increased loot from the final boss chest when completing all encounters. Starting July 1st, the Emissary will also have a new item called Nonary Engrams. This engram will be filled to the brim with hand-picked cosmetics, spanning multiple years of Destiny 2 content. They say some are newer, like hollow chips, while some are a blast from the past, like Crimson Days emotes. So in my opinion, this is a nice little addition. I've seen fans talk about in various posts, wait, when can this emblem come back? Or will I ever be able to get this emote again? And maybe here's your chance with some of the cosmetics. So those are the engrams, but how do you earn them? Well, starting July 1st, players may purchase Nonary engrams using 350 Nonary manifolds at the Emissary, up to 20 during Rite of the Nine. Starting July 8th, players will be awarded 1 additional Nonary engram each day just for signing in. Just be sure to claim it from the Emissary herself. Let's now talk about updates to things like bounties and the shooting range. As with many of our yearly expansions, bounties will be receiving an update alongside the Edge of Fate. Many bounties, such as destination bounties, will continue to exist in their current form as a way for players to get some XP while exploring the EDZ, Dreaming City, and other areas. Others, such as armor synthesis bounties on 801, will receive a small update to help players earn progress across more activities in the portal. To help players avoid loss of XP, Glimmer, and other rewards, they're providing a quick list of bounties that will be removed with Destiny 2 Update 9.001. They recommend redeeming all of these bounties before July 15th. So the ones that are staying are destination bounties: Devram, Shahan, Failsafe, Petra, Erismorn and her Lectern, Varix, Finch, Nimbus, Zur and Starhorse, Hawthorne, and Ada-1. The ones that are leaving are vendors from Trials of Osiris like Saint 14, the Gunsmith in Banshee, and episodic vendors in Failsafe and the Apothecary Ido. Ada-1 is getting some new duties when the Edge of Fate launches. They say don't worry, she will keep bounties available so players can earn the necessary materials to unlock armor customization currencies, but they have been simplified, removing activity-specific requirements and introducing flexible activity-agnostic objectives for optional pathways and progression modifiers. With one exception, raid and dungeon bounties will remain as they are now. But Ada-1 will also provide a new way for players to focus exotic armors at the launch of the Edge of Fate, as they announced last week. Players will be given an amount of currency to focus armor pieces with a specific stat package as they embark on their new journey in the Year of Prophecy. Note that players must play Destiny 2 before July 15th to receive these currencies, so hop in today and get ready for launch. Banshee 44 will also receive an update so he can help Guardians round out their collections with legacy gear. If there are any legacy weapons you've been looking for to complete your arsenal, Banshee will offer these legacy weapons for purchase. All these will cost a small amount of enhancement cores and glimmer. Now we have an update regarding the shooting range. Bungie says you've seen the footage. It's a big room where you have many enemies and enemy types, on which you can test your abilities, supers, weapons, and their perks. While our plans initially were to launch this new area at the tower 3 weeks after the expansion launches, we changed our minds. You will now be able to test your build starting July 15th. That's day 1 of the Edge of Fate. Let's talk about Iron Banner in the Edge of Fate. When the DLC launches July 15th, Iron Banner will be on hiatus for a time. After centuries of non-stop work, Saladin will be taking a well-deserved break and will return with his PvP game mode to the tower in September. This is when the Ash and Iron Major update arrives. But those of you looking to scratch that Crucible itch will have a couple of other options. The Heavy Metal event will be coming back in the future. Also starting July 29th, Trials of Osiris will have new weapons and armor to earn as you prove yourselves every weekend through September. They'll have further details on this in future TWIDs and more PvP playlist updates. But there will be a new playlist coming with the release called Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge allows only featured seasonal weapons, armor, and exotics to be used against your opponents. This will provide a fun space not only to focus on newer gear, but to focus up the meta in some other ways. They're excited to see which weapons rise to the top, and what builds players come up with outside the tried and true exotic pairings that we see commonly today. I think this is a great idea for the Crucible playlist. It's not something crazy, but it switches things up a bit. You won't have the same old metas, it'll be focused on some of that newer gear, and bring some of those lesser known overall weapons of the sandbox to the top. It appears Gambit is also going on its own hiatus. Players will still be able to play the activity and earn legacy rewards for transmog purposes, and the activity will live under the Worlds tab as it does now. If there's any specific gear you're looking for, Drifter will still be able to focus them as a vendor. They say this is not the end of Gambit though. Besides continuing to support the mode for legacy rewards and triumphs, they have plans to bring the spotlight back to Gambit in the future, with updated rewards and mechanics that players haven't seen since the days of Prime. So I guess a bit of sad and also hopeful news for Gambit fans. It's still going to exist, but will have some legacy rewards and may return in the future with new updates. But anyway, Guardians, that's a bulk of the Destiny news for June 12th, 2025. If you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.